Okay, in this short video we're just going to have a look at entering trig functions in Geogebra and then seeing what happens when we stretch them. So the key thing is the angle measure that we're using. So I'm going to type in the function of sine x, but I want to work in degrees. Now to tell Geogebra to work in degrees I need to use the degree symbol. Here it is. On my keyboard I'm lucky enough to have a symbol for that. Most don't, so you can find it just there. You type that in, and that's just telling Geogebra to work in degrees instead of radians. So there we go, press enter, and that's the graph of f of x is equal to sine of x in degrees. Might not look so familiar. Well, that's because of the view I've got on. So the x-axis is only going from -5 to +5, and actually I'm more used to seeing a set of axes perhaps that look more like that. So what I'm doing there to change that is I'm clicking on shift and then I'm dragging the axis in. That's one way of doing it. Another way is to change the view. So if I right click on the screen, select graphics, and then I can change those manually to go from 0 to 360. I can even change the distance between the values to be 30 there. 0 to 360 is what I want, and that's all changed. Looks nice now. Just as before, I can move that axis around. I can stretch the x-axis in and out. I hold shift and I can move the piece of paper around, hold shift and drag the axes, either one of them. Now then, let's say I want to do a stretch of that function. So as before, stretch. The object that I want this time is f, that's what I'll type in. The line is the y-axis, let's say x equals 0, and the factor, let's say 3. There it is. Just to help me be able to see how that's been stretched, I can see this point here has been stretched 3 times as far away from the y-axis. So there it is at 271. That might help me work out what the new function is of that graph.